let's be his pawns. We want to drink and drink till we fall down the steps. Remember how that made us laugh. Remember how all that we did was laugh and cry around. We're kidding ourselves. So what do you want from me? 'Cause as long as there's a payphone and a taxi cab, I'm alright. 'Cause I can leave home.
Well, good evening to everyone who's tuned in tonight for another live broadcast from the Duncan Showroom. One of the things we figured out probably 10, 11 years ago, that living in a small town, you don't always get large audiences attending, but what you do get is people willing to watch online. And the whole idea is to spread the word about the musicians that we bring in. Now, Q, who's here tonight, worked as a duo with their brother for years and was quite well known in the folk scene. And as time goes on, and that's what usually happens, not necessarily, it's not a split up, it's just people go their own ways, which left Q in a position to explore what they wanted to find out about themselves and take all the music that they've developed over the years and start playing it the way they wanted to play it. Right? And not only that, Q's teaching me how to use the word they. I've been real good. They can vouch for it. Yeah, and I appreciate that. But her music is also that adventuresome kind of thing. A fiddle, you know, that's reels and things like that. And that kind of works. But when you bring in words and you bring in, there's a Gaelic song you do too, isn't there? Not anymore? No, you didn't? What did you do? I can't remember exactly what you did. That was
Jeremy.
Jeremy that did the... Oh, well. Jeremy isn't here tonight. No, he isn't. But Q is. And for those that are tuning in, I want you to get a hold of all your friends and tell them to watch this. And when the show's over, pass it around so people get to know who the heck Q is. It's well worth giving them your time. Let's get him to the stage, please. Q.
Thank you. Thanks so much. It's nice to be here. My first time at the Duncan Showroom, and I knew that it wasn't going to be a big turnout, but it's still, yeah, it's not the numbers that matter. It's the commitment of the audience, and you seem like a very devoted and committed audience. Thank you. Hey? Yeah. I'm going to start off with a ballad, a political ballad. It's a song called Erin Go Bra, which means Ireland. And it's a song that there's a police confrontation in the song, and the policeman accuses this Scottish Highlander, which the Scottish Highlanders were seen as like a lesser than type of person, and compared to being an Irishman, which is even worse in this song. And then, yeah, some violence ensues. The song's Erin Go Bra. Oh, me name's Duncan Campbell from the Shire Argyll. I travelled this country for many's a mile, and I travelled through Ireland, through Scotland and all, and the name I go under's bold Erin Go Bra. I am not a Pat, though in Ireland I've been, nor am I a Paddy, though Ireland I've seen. But were I a Paddy, that's nothing at all. There's many's a bold hero from Erin Go Bra. One night in Old Ricky, as I walked down the street, some saucy big Polis I chanced for to meet. And he glared in my face and he gave me some jaw, saying, when come ye over, Erin Go Bra? Well, I am not a Pat, though in Ireland I've been, nor am I a Paddy, though Ireland I've seen. But were I a Paddy, that's nothing at all. There's many's a bold hero from Erin Go Bra. But I know you're a Pat by the cut of your hair, and ye aldern a Scotsman as soon as you're here. You left your own country for breaking the law, and we're seizing all stragglers from Erin go bragh. And if I were a Pat and you knew it were true, or if I was the devil, then what's that to you? Were it not for that stick that you hold in your paw, well, I'd show you a game played in Erin go bragh. Then a lump of blackthorn that I held in my fist, around his big body I made it to twist, and the blood from his napper I quickly did draw, paying him stock and interest for Erin go bragh. How the people came round like a flock of wild geese, saying, catch that daft rascal, they've killed the police. And for every friend I had, I'd swear he had twa. It was terrible hard times for Erin go bragh. But I came to a wee boat that sailed in the Forth, and I packed up my gear and steered for the north. Farewell to old Ricky, your Polis and all the devil gang switchy from Erin go bragh. Thank you. I'm going to do another ballad, a cappella ballad that I learned from Dick Gaughan, Scottish singer, a songwriter, I guess, but more of a song collector than anything. And this is a song that I sang a lot when I was out at Fairy Creek in 2021. In 1649 at St. George's Hill, a bagged band they called the Diggers came to show the people's will. They defied the landlords, they defied the laws. They were the dispossessed, reclaiming what was theirs. We come in peace, they said, to dig and sow. We come to work the land in common and to make the wasteland grow. This earth divided, we will make whole, so it can be a common treasury for all. The sin of property we do disdain. No one has any right to buy and sell the earth for private gain. By theft and murder they took the land. Now everywhere the walls rise up at their command. They make the laws to chain us well. The clergy dazzle us with heaven, or they damn us into hell. We will not worship the God they serve, a God of greed who'd feed the rich while poor men starve. We work, we eat together, we need no swords, and we will not bow to masters nor pay rent to the lords. We are free men though we are poor. You diggers all stand up for glory, stand up now. From the men of property the orders came. They sent the hired men and troopers to wipe out the diggers' claim, tear down their cottages, destroy their corn. They were dispersed, only the vision lingers on. You poor take courage, you rich take care. The earth was made a common treasury for everyone to share, all things in common, all people one. We come in peace, the order came to cut them down. I'm going to do a tune that I learned from my friend Ashley McIsaac. It's called MacDougall's Pride. He wrote it. Thank you. I'm gonna do a tune now that a song that I learned when I was studying in Limerick. I did a master's degree in traditional Irish music performance over at the University of Limerick, and I learned some songs when I was there, and this is one of them. It's an old song that's been reappropriated many times over the years, and it's still very relevant to the day. It's called "Banks of the Nile." Oh, hark the drums do beat, my love, no longer can we stay. The bugle horns are sounding clear, and we must march away. We're ordered down to Portsmouth, and it's many's the weary mile to join the British Army along the banks of the Nile. Oh, Johnny, dearest Johnny, don't leave me here to mourn. Don't make me curse and rue the day that ever I was born. For the parting of our love would be like parting with my life. I would go with you, dear Johnny, and I could be your wife. Oh, Nancy, dearest Nancy, that's a thing that can't be so. The colonel, he has ordered no woman there should go, and we must forsake our own sweethearts, likewise our native soil, to fight the German soldiers along the banks of the Nile. Oh, but I'll cut off my yellow hair, and I'll go along with you. I'll dress myself in uniform, and I'll see Egypt too. I'll march beneath your banner while fortunate do smile, and we'll comfort one another along the banks of the Nile. But your waist it is too slender, love, your fingers they're too small, and the sultry sons of Egypt your rosy cheeks would spoil, while the cannons they do rattle, and the bullets they do fly, and the silver trumpets sound so loud to hide the dismal cries. Oh, cursed be those cruel wars, wherever they began, for they have robbed old Ireland of many's the gallant man. They have stole from us our own sweethearts, while our bodies they feed the lions on the dry and sandy deserts, which are the banks of the Nile, which are the banks of the Nile. Oh, hark the drums do beat, my love, no longer can we stay. Thank you. I'm going to do a Buffy St. Marie song now. Has anyone seen the new Fifth Estate with Buffy St. Marie? You seen it?
I heard one the other day, Fluffy St. Marie.
Fluffy? Pretendian. A pretendian. Buffy. Buffy, come on. You're good enough. You don't need to lie about being Indigenous. But this is a great song, so I'm going to sing it anyway. It's one of hers. The story goes, she sang it at some bar. She was early on in her career, and she was singing this song that she'd written. And a man at the bar said, "Oh, that's such a great song. You need to copyright that. It's worth something. It's so great." So he helped her to write it down. He wrote it down with her at the bar. And it turns out that she signed away the rights. She signed the piece of paper, and she signed the rights away to him for $1. Yeah, she got tricked. And she had to buy the song back years later for a lot of money after it had already been a hit. He's 5'2" and he's 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears, and he's all at 31 and he's only 17. He's been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's a Catholic, a Hindu, an atheist, a Jain, a cow. Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon of the war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, yeah, he really is to blame. His orders come from far away, no more. They come from him and you and me. And brothers, can't you see? This is not the way we'd put an end to war. Who made it a hit? Yeah, well, they got it for $1. Okay, I'm gonna just stay on the guitar for a little bit. One more song. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Pretty baby, well, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're right outside. Would you show me how you'd want it to be? And tell me, baby, I need to know now. Oh, because my loneliness, so it was killing me. And I must confess that I still believe I was not with you when I lost my mind. Give me a sign and hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, well, the reason I breathe, it's you. Boy, you got me flying, and pretty baby, well, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Though it's not the way I planned it, would you show me how you'd want it to be? Tell me, baby, I need to know now. Oh, because my loneliness, so it was killing me. And I must confess that I still believe I was not with you when I lost my mind. Give me a sign and hit me, baby, one more time. I must confess that my loneliness was killing me. And I, don't you know, I still believe you will be here. You'll give me a sign and hit me, baby, one more time. Brittany. That's Brittany, bitch. Some more fiddle? I'm gonna play you a couple tunes. One of them's called Paddy Fahey's, and the other one's called Lado Burns. And Lado Burns I learned from oh my God, I can't remember his name. At Irish World Academy when I was in Limerick, I learned the second tune, Lado Burns, from one of the tutors that came in. Hi there. Okay, since there's a few more people now, let's do a sing along. The song is a little bit complicated. The sing along part says, "Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again." That's the sing along part. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Yeah, you got it. Maybe you'll get it by the end. Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come lift up your voices, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the dear lass that I love so well. For style and for beauty, sure none can excel. There's a smile on her countenance as she sits upon my knee. There's no man in this wide world as happy as me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Our ship lies at anchor, she's ready to dock. I wish her safe landing without any shock. And if ever I should meet you by land or by sea, I will always remember your kindness to me. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again. For we may or might never all meet here again. For we may or might never all meet here again. Thank you. The chieftains do that. They do a great job of it. And it doesn't sound very COVID safe, all the drinking out of one glass part. Okay. Do you think so? Okay, let's do some electric guitar. What are we gonna do? Speaking of the chieftains. On a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall light. The people who saw, they all did agree that the man who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what's your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you don't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold is high, eternity near. She stands in the crowd, sheds not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold winds moan in a long black veil, she cries all over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Yay, long black veil. How are people doing? Yeah, doing all right? All right. Okay, I'm going to do my first Phil Oakes song of the evening, but it won't be the last. Any Phil Oakes fans out there? Yeah? Nice. I love him a lot. Hey? Make us one. Okay. Well, this is a great song by him. It's called I'll Be There. The other one I sing by him is called When I'm Gone. So there's When I'm Gone and there's I'll Be There. When the river of rebellion overflows, I'll be there. When the seeds of discontent planted grow, I'll be there, and I'll be waiting for the sun through the dark and rainy storms, and searching for the keys to the dungeons old and worn. Let me tell you, I'll be there. When the shadows of the tyrants fall and sweep across the land, when others steal from others with some paper in their hand, and people search for answers, but the answers, they never come, and all our troubles could be o'er if we thought and fought as one. Let me tell you, I'll be there. The whispering of yesterday has grown into a roar. Winds of freedom blowing out of every distant shore. When the time is ready, the call is loud and clear. Let me tell you, I'll be there. When the thunder of oppression roars and crackles, I'll be there. When those that would be free are wearing shackles, I'll be there. And the day is gonna come when we'll throw away the chains. We'll raise our voices to the sky and fight for what remains. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, I'll be there. The whispering of yesterday has grown into a roar. Winds of freedom time is ready, the call is loud and clear. Let me tell you, I'll be there when the thunder of oppression roars and crackles. I'll be there when those that would be free are wearing shackles. I'll be there, and the day is gonna come when we'll throw away the chains. We'll raise our voices to the sky and fight for what remains. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. Some fiddle. Let's do a slow one. This is a tune my brother and I recorded on one of our albums together. It's called Lonesome Eyes. It was written by a Cape Breton fiddler called Jerry Holland. And when we were over in Cape Breton, we were playing Celtic Colors International Festival. And it was Jerry Holland's wake. He had passed away from cancer. And we got to play it there for his son, Jerry Jr., who the tune is for. And he gave us the go-ahead to record it. Yeah. Lonesome Eyes. can sing along to that part. Ah, ah, ah. I'm going to do another Phil Oakes one. This is a poem written by Alfred Noyes, called The Highwayman. You might recognize it. And Phil Oakes set it to music. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, and the road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor. And the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. Yes, the highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the darkened yard. He tapped with his whip at the window, but all was locked and barred. So he whistled a tune to the window. Who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter? Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with a yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply, harry me through the day, oh, then look for me by moonlight. Watch for me by moonlight, and I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way. He did not come at the dawning, he did not come at the noon, out of the tawny sunset before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon looping the purple moor. Oh, a redcoat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They bound the landlord's daughter with many a sniggering jest. They bound the musket beside her with the barrel beneath her breast. Now keep good watch, and they kissed her. She heard the dead man say, oh, look for me by moonlight. Watch for me by moonlight, and I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way. Look for me by moonlight, hoofbeats ringing clear. Watch for me by moonlight, were they deaf that they did not hear? For he rode on the gypsy highway. She breathed one final breath, then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, and it shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred on to the west. He did not know who stood out with her black hair flowing down, drenched with her own red blood. No, not till dawn had he heard it. His face grew gray to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, wine red his velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and he lay in his blood on the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat. Still at a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor. Oh, the highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. Yes, the highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Thank you. Okay, where are we at in terms of time? I think I'm gonna do just one longer set, if that works. Longevity, John was saying that. Everyone's having a good time. We'll keep going. What should I do now? I have other ballads. I can do Three Little Babes. I can do What You Do With What You Got. Does anyone recognize that one? No? Maybe if I sing it, you will. Okay. I'm trying to decide what to do. Uh, Let's see. I'll sing you another ballad. This one's very Halloween-esque, which just passed, with three little babes dying and then coming back as ghosts to visit their mom. It's a song that when there was this session in Amsterdam, I was living in Amsterdam at the time, and there was a back room session in the smoking room in the back of the pub. And around Halloween time, there was one session where we counted the deaths. So it was like a murder and death, like just everyone was singing their most murderous ballads, basically. And we were counting up the deaths. So we made it to like 200 deaths because, yeah, this was a contributor of 3. But yeah, other people had deaths ballads where there was like entire ships going down and the whole crew's gone or whatever. Yeah. So this is the Three Little Babes, and I recorded it on an album with my brother with like a whole soundscape. I would encourage you to check it out on Spotify or on YouTube if you want. My brother and I, yeah, we did a cool version of this. This is the more stripped back a cappella version of Three Little Babes. There was a woman, and she lived alone. And baby, she had 3. She sent them away to a far country to learn their grammary. They'd not been gone but a very short time, scarcely 6 weeks to the day when death, cold death, swept o'er the land and stole those babes away. I wish the wind may never cease, nor flashes in the flood, till my 3 little babes return to me in earthly flesh and blood. 'Twas very close to Christmas time. The nights were long and cold, and the very next morning at the break of day, them babes came a-running home. She set the table for them to eat. Upon it spread bread and wine. Come eat, come drink, my 3 little babes. Come eat, come drink of mine. Oh, mother, we cannot eat your bread, neither can we drink your wine, for death, cold death, is Lord of all. To him we must resign. Cold clods of clay roll o'er our heads. Green grass grows on our feet, and thy sweet tears, my mother dear, will wet our winding sheet. Thank you. Let's see what I want to play. Do I want to play fiddle? I don't want to play fiddle. There's so many choices up here. I'll do what you do with what you got. Unless you know me and my brother, you probably don't know this song. Or Dick Gaughan. If you know Dick Gaughan, you might know it. Does anyone know Dick Gaughan? No. Phil Oakes and Dick Gaughan. I recommend checking the 2 of those guys out. So this was kind of like the single on my brother and I's most recent album, Little Hinges. Yeah, it's a song by singer-songwriter Cy Khan from the United States. He's a protest singer. And this is when he was asked to write a song for this organization that they work with disabled folks. And so he wrote this as a kind of anthem for them. Well, you must know someone like him. He was tall and strong and lean, with a body like a greyhound and a mind so sharp and keen. But his heart, just like a laurel, grew twisted around itself, till almost everything he did brought pain to someone else. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. And it's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, it's what you do with what you've got. 'Cause what's the use of two strong legs if you only run away? And what use is the finest voice if you've nothing good to say? What good is strength and muscle if you only push and shove? And what's the use of two good ears if you can't hear those you love? It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. And it's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, it's what you do with what you've got. Between those who use their neighbor and those who use a cane, between those in constant power and those in constant pain, between those who run to evil and those who cannot run. Tell me which ones are the cripples and which ones touch the sun. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. And it's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, it's what you do with what you've got. 'Cause what's the use of two strong legs if you only run away? And what use is the finest voice if you've nothing good to say? And what good is strength and muscle if you only push and shove? And what's the use of two good ears if you can't hear those you love? It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. And it's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, it's what you do with what you've got. Yeah, it's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. And it's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, those you really fought. It's not just what you're given, it's what you do with what you've got. Thank you. I presented most of what I wanted to present. I presented most of what I wanted to present, I feel like. There's still a couple of songs that I could do for you. But is everyone feeling satisfied? Okay. I could do... Let's do the Blackest Crow. As time draws near, my dearest dear, that you and I must part. What little you know of the grace and awe of my poor aching heart. Each night I suffer for your sake. You're the one I love so dear. I wish that I were going with you, or you were staying here. I wish my chest the seas would rage and burn. So when you're on that distant shore, think of your absent friend. And when the wind blows high and clear, a line to me, pray send. And when the wind blows high and clear, pray send a note to me, that I might know by your handwrite how time has gone with thee. As time draws near, my dearest dear, that you and I must part. What little you know of the grace and awe of my poor aching heart. The Blackest Crow. Thank you very much. I'm going to end off with When I'm Gone, which is that other Phil Oakes song. And if you keep clapping, I'll probably play you some more fiddle. Yeah, it's likely. Although I haven't thought about what I wanted to play yet. I'll make you clap a long time so I can think. So this next song, I sing it sometimes with electric guitar. Would you like to hear it with electric guitar, or would you like to hear it a cappella? I've been enjoying the a cappella. Right now I'm fighting an eviction for playing music in my house. My downstairs neighbor doesn't enjoy my music, and she has been complaining. There's been noise complaints against me, and my landlord tried to evict me for playing music during reasonable hours, by the way. It wasn't at 10 o'clock at night or anything. It was 7 p.m. Anyways, so I've been singing out on my walks a lot, and the a cappella ballads work well for that. So I've been singing this one a cappella. I'll sing it for you a cappella. Okay. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone, and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. Won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. You can sing along to that part. And my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone. The sands will be shifting from my sides when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't see the flowing of the time when I'm gone. The joys of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour a lyric rhyme when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the bracing air when I'm gone. I won't be so worried about my cares when I'm gone. You can't be asked to do your share when you're gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. Won't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to praise and what's to blame when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't see the flowing, or I won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. The evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. Can't sing out louder than the guns when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at all the lies when I'm gone. I won't question when or where or why when I'm gone. You can't live proud enough to die when you're gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. And I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. Won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Thank you. Play a bit of fiddle to, little bit of fiddle to close her out. Let's see. I know so many tunes. Let's do The Rights of Man. Thomas Paine wrote The Rights of Man, but he didn't write this tune. handmade art pins.